As far as 3D fighting games go, the Dead or Alive series is easily one of my favorites, with fast, smooth gameplay that's both easy to pick up but difficult to master, meaning regardless of your skill level, you'll be knocking opponents through glass, into a sign, off a ledge, down some stairs, and right into traffic. It's so brutal and yet beautiful, something that carries over to the cast, cause look at how pretty Elliot is. Hell, Hayate is pretty too. And there's pretty ladies in the game too, so really everybody wins. But as wondrous as the games are, there are 2 entries into the series that never had the opportunity to grace our consoles. And so today on Gaming Mysteries, we'll be talking about the cancelled Dead or Alive Code Chronos and Project Progressive. Now, Code Chronos and Project Progressive were 2 titles being developed by Team Ninja for the original Xbox, with development eventually being shifted over to the 360. Code Chronos was first announced at TGS 2003, while Project Progressive never saw a proper announcement, but did have concept art of it released back in 2006. With Tecmo saying that more details would soon follow, but that never happened, so we're gonna start with Code Chronos. Now, Dead or Alive Code Chronos was to be a prequel to the series, following Kasumi and Ayane during their ninja youth. Itagaki didn't end up revealing a ton of information regarding the title, but enough so to give us an idea of what the game would have been like. Initial reports said the game would be reminiscent of the Ninja Gaiden series, though it would combine RPG elements into the mix. To be more specific, based on information we received much later on, it was going to be a roguelike, which sounds really scary from the team that brought back Ninja Gaiden, but kinda neat too. Unfortunately, no trailer of the title was ever released, but we did get a small glance at Code Chronos through the opening of DOA Ultimate 2. And it's very fascinating as the trailer, much like with the concept of the game, displays the lives of Ayane and Kasumi, but the lives shown are so drastically different, with Kasumi living a relaxing, carefree life, while Ayane lives an underprivileged life, taking on dangerous assignments in the name of her clan, and even learning the sad truth regarding her conception. It really seems to paint the picture of this being an Ayane-focused game, although this other picture that just has Ayane on it with box art for DOA 4, Extreme 2, Code Chronos, and Project Progressive helps with that theory too, but it just kinda looks like she's doing all of the plot-relevant things, while Kasumi is not. Furthermore, the end of the cutscene shows Ayane and Hayate doing battle with Raido, Ayane's father, although he proves to be much too powerful for even Hayate, knocking him back with so much force that he thinks his name is Ian. We don't actually see a climax to this battle, which could have made that the final boss fight to Code Chronos, or at least part of it, but from there, the scene transitions to Kasumi tending a bedridden Hayate/Ian just before looking up at a blade, and then she sets off to get revenge for Hayate and stop Raido. To do so, she enters the Dead or Alive tournament, and we transition nicely into the first game of the series. Now, I adore the concept of a game where I can play as Ayane, one of my favorite DOA characters, in an RPG that would kick my ass, as Demon Souls and Dark Souls and the like really open you up to an RPG just ruining your day, so why not take it to that next step and just ruin more things by losing everything every time you die. But of course, as brilliant as it would have been, it wasn't meant to be, as in 2008, Itagaki and Tecmo ran into a little strife where Tecmo didn't pay him and his team bonuses for both work on Dead or Alive 4 and Ninja Gaiden 2. Suing took place, and eventually Itagaki ended up leaving Tecmo and Team Ninja in July of 2008, leaving any project he was working on behind. And this of course included Code Chronos and Project Progressive, and so in a 2010 interview regarding Ninja Gaiden 3, in said interview, the status of both Code Chronos and Project Progressive came into the conversation. When it came to Dead or Alive Code Chronos, it was claimed that development on the title never actually started, and that it was just on the framework level, with Hayashi following up with, "It's officially cancelled." This led to a response of sorts to a fan who was asking about the game, in which Itagaki confirmed that Dead or Alive Code Chronos was a roguelike in production, meaning the cancellation of the title was a result of Itagaki's absence and nothing more, which makes it seem like Tecmo took a new mentality of out with the old and in with the new, change all the character designs and add more boobs, which would explain all the drastic changes to both Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden, which I'm sure worked out great. DLC costumes for everybody. This begs the question of what Project Progressive was, though. We do know it was to be an action game, and that it was to deliver a completely different type of action than what was seen in Ninja Gaiden. As far as reveals go, the closest the game had to one was in 2006, where at an event to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Dead or Alive series, representatives from Tecmo handed out artwork for a game that hadn't been announced yet, though it was said an announcement would be made shortly, or never in the case of reality. Regardless, the artwork featured 4 female warriors with weapons of different sorts, and a giant beast, as well as what looked to be a grand adventure. Now, while we know nothing of these characters, given that the game was associated with Dead or Alive 4's promotional artwork, and Dead or Alive 4 is associated with Ninja Gaiden, we can at least assume that they're a part of the same wacky demon ninja universe. Although based on their attire, the game seems to have taken place in the past, perhaps when more giant demons roamed the land. And having a game where you fight giant, crazy demons would definitely be a different type of action game than what was seen in the Ninja Gaiden series. So again, we have a game that sounds pretty cool, so it was canned. For this case though, the gameplay was apparently all figured out and ready to go, and the game was ready to have a story implemented into it. But with no Itagaki, and seemingly no will to salvage these perfectly good games, the title was cancelled. But that was Dead or Alive, Code Chronos, and Project Progressive. 2 games I'm positive would have been kick-ass if Itagaki was still at Team Ninja. But alas, reality is a cruel mistress and a terrible person. So way to go, jerk. This has been Gaming Mysteries. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, welcome back to Slate. We just watched the new Game Mysteries on Dead or Alive, Code Chronos, and Project Progressive, 2 canceled games because life doesn't like me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to read up more on the topic, perhaps you'd like to go to the description and click on a link and go over to unseen64.com, the website, and read up on it. And if you'd like to do some other reading, perhaps you'd like to go to the cutting room floor. The cutting room floor wasn't, they really didn't do anything in this video. I didn't go to their site during the process of this video, but I have occasionally in the past. The last Gaming Mysteries, they were a help, but a couple of other sites were, which is why I didn't really cite. But I've decided that since I'm gonna cite or list Unseen64 at the end of every Gaming Mysteries or in the description, I may as well do that for the cutting room floor as well, because I kind of feel like those 2 sites are one and the same. First you go to Unseen64, learn about a canceled game, have a good cry, go over to the cutting room floor, and find about all this stuff you can't have. Have another good cry. It's good. Crying is good. So yeah. You guys are still free to hate me, by the way. You don't have to like me now. I just want to plug and stuff. Anyways, other end slate things, shit. I made other videos. You can click on them if you want to. That was a solid sell. At the bottom of the screen, there's social media. Nico does the art. You should follow him and stuff. And then I also have social media. You can, you know, if you want. And then if you want to subscribe or share or like or do all the things, dance, I don't know, you're free to do all those. Dance like no one's around. But I'm not going to force you to do so. Personally, I'm not coordinated. Next time on Slate, who knows what'll happen. But I don't think it'll be too far away. A couple days. Until then, I'll see you next time on Slate. Someone's going to complain about the length of this one.